And if you'll go stand, Stephen, if she stands next to me, will that be good enough, or should she stand and hold the mic?
She can stand next to you.
Okay, come up here just so everyone can, because I know you want to be, no, right here.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I wrote this last week, and I posted it up on Facebook yesterday. Sarah calls me like 6:30 this morning. She's like, "Can you read this tonight?" I really wasn't thinking. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna do my best to get through it. Sometimes the numbers don't add up, is what it's titled. Lately, I've been reflecting a lot about the numbers in my life. How many hours I'm working, how many hours I'm home with the kids. My husband and I had our first date 11 years ago in September. It's been 17 years since I can remember the exact moment I heard about a plane crashing into the Twin Towers. My 6-year wedding anniversary is around the corner. I turned 40 this year. My youngest son is no longer a baby, but a 2-year-old toddler. My oldest son is 5. That's the number that keeps stopping me in my tracks. I just can't seem to get it out of my mind. It's the exact age I was about to turn when my father committed suicide. Exactly 1 month before my 5th birthday. My father made that imminent drive to his parents' home, took a gun from their dresser, and killed himself. 5. I was so young. My brother even younger, only 2, my youngest son's age. I cannot tell you how my heart breaks for that little girl that lost her father at this very young age. I cannot tell you how my heart wants to do everything in its power to protect my own children from ever feeling this pain. I cannot help but look at Raleigh and think about the hurt, the pain, the confusion that he would experience if I just all of a sudden disappeared from his life. And of course, I fantasize about driving off into the remote part of the mountains for some peace and quiet every now and then. But I can't really imagine turning my back on him like that. Even though he is my wild child, even though he has pushed more buttons in me than I ever knew possible, even though he's become my greatest teacher and showing me what it's like to know I never really know what someone's situation is and that I never should make judgments about others, even though he's shown me that I have anger that is yet to be tamed. I still want to walk beside him in this life, even though it's hard. It's been 35 years since my father's suicide. 35 years. It's a strange number that doesn't even seem possible. The numbers just don't add up to me anymore. It's not to say that his death still impacts me on a day-to-day basis. For the most part, I've made peace with it. But today, right now, there's something striking about it. I know it's the number 5. For all these years, I've only imagined or tried to remember what a 5-year-old girl was like. But now I'm living with someone that age. I think about the times my son runs to me when he's hurt. I think about how he calls for me in the middle of the night. I think about how much he enjoys our bedtime stories, and my heart breaks. For me, for Raleigh, for my dad, for my siblings, for my mom who was widowed, for my grandmother who lost her son. We miss so much because of his suicide. Suicide sucks. I wish it wasn't an option for people, but it is. I do my best to remember the pain, the hurt, the struggle someone has to feel to make that choice, to take that action. And deep within somewhere, I find the compassion, the empathy, the forgiveness. And deep within, I'm reminded that life is precious, and sometimes hard, and sometimes lonely, and sometimes exhausting. But I know I'd rather be here than not. I want to keep counting these numbers that don't add up anymore. I want to hold that 5-year-old girl and give her the biggest hug possible. Because even though life broke apart, I picked up the pieces. And sometimes those pieces make us so much stronger, but they always make us who we are. Thank you, guys.